Hey, bosses and lupus warriors. Welcome to the first annual Manage It Better Summit. I hope you guys have been learning how to manage your lupus and your business better all week. If you have not, go back and check out those videos from day 1 and day 2, okay? So today is day 3, and I'm talking to you today all about how to manage your systems better. And we're going to learn how to manage our systems better in our lupus and our business by something that I like to call fire. So what is fire? Fire is that flow, that integration, and that automation. And we're going to talk about it for your bodily systems and your business systems. So my lupus fact for this week was, lupus attacks normal healthy tissue in your body, right? So how do you manage something that's attacking things that are working the way that they should? Well, we're going to get into that using fire. And we're also going to get into, how do you manage those systems in your business that appear normal, right? They appear normal. They seem to be working fine, but they're really not, right? So how do you get into figuring out, okay, what's going on in my business? What systems do I need to look at to make sure that it's doing what I really want it to do? So we'll get into that after we talk about lupus. So let's get into lupus first and how to manage it using fire. So that F in fire stands for flow. And how do you manage your physical systems better with that flow? Well, the first things that you want to do are those recommendations that are provided by the Lupus Foundation of America. And the number one recommendation is including aerobic exercises into your workout routine, right? So you want to add something as like aerobic exercise at least 2 to 3 times a week to see if that helps you to manage your pain and your fatigue better, right? So that's one of the first options before you go to the route of medication. Now, if you found that, adding aerobic exercises work for you, that's great, right? You communicate that to your team or to your doctors. But if that doesn't work for you, the next things that you can try are medication, heat and cold, and meditation. Now, meditation is more of that mental, that mindset. So tomorrow, you better come back and check out the next video because my girl Amanda is going to tell you all about how to manage your mindset better. So make sure you come back tomorrow for that one because I'm just talking about the physical. So aerobic exercise, meditation, heat or cold, and meditation. 4 ways that you can try to manage the flow of your systems better, right? And as Lovely talked about on Monday, one of the ways that you manage your lupus better is by your team. So the other part of that flow that you need to manage is that communication flow, right? You should be managing the communication flow between yourself and your doctors to ensure that they understand the different things that you're trying and they understand what's working and what's not working. So that communication flow is also a big part of managing your lupus better, not just your bodily flows, right? That communication flow to make sure that you guys are on the same page and on the same team. Okay, so let's get into integration. How do we integrate lupus into our life, right? Because I like to say, you have lupus doesn't have you. So the way that it's supposed to work, right, is you should be integrating lupus into your life and not allowing lupus or its impacts to affect your life, right? You're supposed to be integrating it together so that it can work well together. So one of the first ways that I recommend is informing your family and your friends, right? Telling those people close to you that, hey, I have lupus and here's how it impacts me, right? So they understand, okay, sometimes you're just going to be tired, right? Sometimes you can't do things with them because you're going to be in pain. And that's just the way that it goes. Once you tell those people, okay, well, it's because you're dealing with lupus, they understand that and they can be your support system, right? But the other part of that is, not changing your life just because you have lupus. For example, not attending events, right? Or saying that I'm not going to go to this thing because, I might have a flare up, so I'm just not going to go, right? Or I'm not going to hang out with my friends because, this lupus rash is coming on my face and I don't want to hang out with them and I don't want them to see all that, right? So that goes back to also why you have that support system in place. Because when they recognize that you're allowing lupus to change you, like you're not hanging out anymore, you're not going to events anymore because you assume that you're going to have a flare up or you assume that you're going to be tired or you assume that you're going to be in pain, that support system can really come to you and be like, look, tell me what's going on, right? Are you really in pain or you just don't want to go, right? So they can kind of help you and guide you and make sure that you're not doing things or you're not doing things because you're just assuming that lupus is going to impact you, right? So that's why you should have that support system in place. But like I said, you should be integrating lupus into your life, not the other way around. So make sure that you're still doing the things that you love to do, right? One of the facts that are coming out this week are, celebrities who are living their best lives with lupus, right? Paula Abdul, Selena Gomez, There are two more. I can't remember off the top of my head. Who are the other two? Seal and Toni Braxton, right? They're celebrities, yes, but they're living their best lives and they have lupus, right? If they can do it, you can do it too, because they're also normal people. So you can live your best life with lupus. Make sure that you're integrating into your life. The last thing that we're going to talk about is automation and how you can automate things so that you can manage lupus better into your life, because that's going to help with that integration point. Automation. The biggest thing that I love, you're going to realize that I love the A the most in my FIRE acronym. I love the A the most because it's all about automating. Automation, and when it comes to managing your lupus, is setting reminders, right? Setting reminders for things like your medication, setting reminders for things like, okay, it's time to exercise, setting reminders for things like, oh, okay, it's time to take a nap, right? There's an app, I'm pretty sure, for every single thing that's out there. So there's an app that can send you reminders on, hey, you need to go take your medicine. Hey, it's time to work out, right? Hey, it's time for you to go take a nap, because you know we're going to get tired in the middle of the day. So go ahead and take that nap, right? The other part of automation is automating things like shopping, right? Shopping, oh my gosh. There's so many things that have been like more prevalent now that it's in the pandemic. And that includes shopping, right? You can get basic groceries to come to your house, right? From Amazon Fresh, Thrive Market. There are so many options out there. You can do Instacart, have somebody go shopping for you. Or if you don't want to, well, they're still going to shop for you. Or you can go to the grocery store and pick it up yourself, right? You can send them your list. These are all the things that I need. You can park up in that parking lot and tell them where you're at, and then bring your groceries out to you, right? So automate things that you know you regularly need. Automate like cleaning supplies, like the basic things that you need on a regular basis. You can automate shopping to make your life easier, right? And here's what happens when you do that. You save time, right? And that time you can spend exercising, right? That time you can spend taking a nap. Did I happen to mention taking a nap, right? All that time that you're saving with automation is going to make your life so much better, so much easier. So just remember, you manage your lupus better with FIRE, and that's that flow, that integration, and that automation. Okay, so managing your flows better, your communication flow with your doctors, and your flows with your body. Integrating lupus into your life to make sure that you're attending events still, you have your support system to help you out if you need it. And that automation, that's just going to make your life so much easier, right? So let's talk about how FIRE can make your business easier as well. And that is, we'll start with the F, of course, which is that flow, right? And that flow is understanding your systems and processes in your business. So flow means you need to understand, what happens in the system and what happens in this process from beginning to end. That's the flow, right? You want to know how it starts all the way to how it ends and what's happening in between there. You need to document all those steps. Now, once you've done that, there are three things that I want you to ask yourself, right? Just three things, right? Do all the steps make sense for what I'm doing in my business, right? The second one is, are all the right people in place to support these processes and steps in my business? And lastly, how can we improve the process, right? Because if that's the way that it's always been done, that doesn't necessarily mean that it's the way that it needs to continue to happen. Because sometimes, right, people create new systems. Sometimes there are new processes out there that you've just not implemented in your business. And a lot of times it's, we've started our business, we're a one-person team. We were just doing things because it was just us. But now that we're growing teams and we have people coming on, maybe it's time to take a look at our systems and processes, right? Because maybe sometimes the way that we did it because we were by ourselves no longer works. So make sure that you are documenting your systems and your processes in your business and you understand that flow from beginning to end. And then go ahead and ask yourself those three questions. And now we're going to talk about integration, because once you understand how the systems and the processes work, the next thing that you're going to want to do is integrate, right? You're going to need to know all the systems that you have in your business, and you need to find if there are integration points between those systems. And then I need you to merge those systems where there are integration points, right? Because there's no sense in, going from one system to do this, going to another system to do something else. I mean, there's so many systems, right? You got project management systems, CRM systems, email marketing systems. There's so much stuff out there that we're using to run our business. So we definitely want to merge systems when we can. And the other thing that I want you to look into is looking at, if you have especially a lot of standalone systems, there are so many new systems out there that are all in one packages, right? That they just do it all. And I'm not saying that, so your standalone system might not be great, but what I am saying is there are some systems out there that can do it better. and that can do it faster because it's all in one spot and you're not jumping from application to application to application to get one system or one process done. So it's all about, going and seeing what's out there, right? And integrating those systems that you already have to make sure it's working as designed. And then, looking at the other options that you have out there because there's so many options. And the last part that goes hand in hand with that integration is automation, right? So once you see your flow, once you see, okay, this is the way that the systems and processes work. And once you integrated all those things that you can integrate, the next thing that you need to look into is automation. And automation is going to happen anywhere that you're still doing manual processes, right? So if you still find yourself, you've documented it, you've integrated it, but you're still spending like 20, 30 minutes manually doing something because it's not integrated, you need to figure out a way that you can automate it, right? And you guys said, I love that A in that fire, which is automation, because there's so many things that you can automate. Automation takes or saves you so much time, right? Automation saves you time. So you need to figure out ways that you can automate anything in your business. And there are two tools that you can try out there, which is Zapier and IFTTT. I want to make sure I get all the T's in there, which stands for if this, then that. Those are two tools that you can use where if there's not like a direct integration point in your systems, you can use tools like this to make those integration points that allow it to automate things in your business and allow it to flow better. So if you cannot find all the integration points, try a tool like Zapier and IFTTT and use those to help you to make those integration points and automate things in your business, because you should not be spending hours upon hours doing things manually, right? Not in this century, right? Because there's so many things that are out there that can make your life so much easier. All right. So that's all that fire, right? Flow, integration, and automation, right? That's how you manage your lupus better. That's how you manage your system better. Okay. So I want you to take these things that I've talked to you about today and start implementing them in your life, start implementing them in your business. And, you can be that business owner on fire, right? You can be that business owner that just knows the flow, that has all the integration points, that knows how to automate. And you just have so much things that, or so much reasons to just manage it better, right? You can save so much time. You can create so much more easier processes in your business. It creates a point where it's easier to onboard people when you just have all these systems and flows that are just processing, and you can bring them in so much easier. So just remember, it's all about that fire, that flow, that integration, and that automation. So I hope these tips have helped you guys, and I hope that you guys are looking out there to manage it better in your life and in your business. Don't forget to come back. There are 2 more days of awesome videos. There's even a great prize at the end, so make sure you're doing all the things that you can get those prizes or be entered into that raffle. All right, you guys. So make sure you come back for day 4 and day 5 of the Manage It Better Summit.